This is a shrimp boil. Survivors, volunteers, families share what brings them back to the Rose year after year. You'll hear how early detection changes lives, why advocacy and community support matter, and the raw truth that breast cancer doesn't care about your plans. Their stories show how screening, support, self-advocacy saves lives. And it doesn't matter your background or your history. At the Shrimp Boil, everyone is part of a family. When you subscribe to our show, you help us grow. Someone you know may need to hear this story. So please share with your family and friends and consider supporting our mission at therose.org. Let's talk about your breast. A different kind of podcast presented to you by The Rose, a breast center of excellence and a Texas treasure. You're going to hear frank discussions about tough topics. And you're going to learn why knowing about your breast could save your life.
My name is Emily Jaski. I'm a photographer in Houston for 18 years now. I focus a lot of my work in the nonprofit sector. I'm using my craft to help disseminate the message of each individual nonprofit, especially women's health, breast health, reproductive health, sexual health, anything in fertility, everything. Women's health is often overlooked. So the Rose, very important. I have had friends that have beat breast cancer, so that's wonderful. And I love working with this group. So much of the population is not adequately insured. And that is where women fall through the cracks. And not only is it scary and you're apprehensive of going in and baring your chest and having things squished around and, a stranger moving things that, take that out of the equation, you have the cost of it. And what if something is wrong? How am I going to afford to fix this? And so I think, as humans, we're just kind of like, oh, well, out of sight, out of mind. If we're not thinking about it, then we're not acting on it. I've actually had a mammogram on the bus. I do a lot of work with I'll Have What She's Having, and we partner with them. I'll Have What She's Having partners with the Rose and brings the bus around to Tacos A Go-Go and focuses on females in the hospitality industry and making sure that they are adequately served.
My name is Marisol Guerrero. Today I am a 20-year cancer survivor because of the Rose. 20 years ago I was 24 years old, and the Rose ended up being a blessing at a very difficult time in my life. They ended up paying for a surgery that I otherwise could not pay for on my own. And I love the Rose. I love Dorothy, Dr. Malillo. I thank them from the bottom of my heart for starting this incredible organization. And I love being here, and I want you guys to share in that love too. So come on out, get your treatment and mammograms at the Rose. Breast cancer does not discriminate against age at all. I was 24 years old. My message to you is to get to know your breasts, do your monthly exams so that you end up knowing exactly what is there every month. And if one month you feel something that wasn't there last month, you have that gut feeling, use it. Even if the doctors dismiss you and say you're too young to have breast cancer, that's not true. Anybody can get breast cancer at any age, so take care of yourself. Make sure that you see a doctor that believes in you and orders that ultrasound and mammogram, whatever you need to just make sure that you're healthy. And if you need help, if you are diagnosed with breast cancer, go to the Rose. They'll be so happy to help you.
Hello, I'm Merlene Staley, and I'm a friend of the Rose, and I have been attending the Rose Shrimp Bowl for every single year. 36 years ago, my husband said we need to go to something, and I really didn't want to do it, and I went there and I fell in love, and we have been here ever since. The Rose is amazing. It's amazing what they do for the women of the community, and I can honestly say I go to the Rose, my daughter goes to the Rose, my mother goes to the Rose, all of my friends go to the Rose. I belong to the Pasadena Pasadena Ladies Auxiliary, we support the Rose and have for about 30 years. If you have insurance, go to the Rose. If you don't have insurance, you need to go to the Rose. You'll find it to be a loving family and a caring family.
Thank you for joining us today on Let's Talk About Your Breasts. This podcast is produced by Speak Podcasting and brought to you by The Rose. Visit therose.org to learn more about our organization. Subscribe to our podcast, share episodes with friends, and join the conversation on social media using hashtag Let's Talk About Your Breasts. We welcome your feedback and suggestions. Consider supporting The Rose. Your gift can make the difference to a person in need. And remember, self-care is not selfish. It's essential.